According to Foursquare, there are 11 top food chains here in the United States and around the world, really, that are really taking the cake. Millennials, we like to be able to get food quickly, have personalized options, and I'm going to be starting a series on this show about how you can conquer the fast food chains that we frequent most. Today, we're going to go over Five Guys Burgers and Fries and how you can go there without worrying too much about your health or your midsection. I'm Pete Weintraub, I'm a permanent weight loss specialist, and you're watching or listening to the Millennial Weight Loss Podcast. Five Guys is popping up all over the world. You know, there's in places like Dubai, even outside of the United States. And I gotta say, out of a lot of the burger joints I've gone to all the crappy ones throughout my life, especially in college, Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's and such. You know, Wendy's is one of the preferred destinations that millennials prefer. But according to Foursquare, again, we prefer Five Guys in terms of burger chains. And there's a couple of things that are nice about Five Guys. For starters, they have all fresh food. They do not freeze any of their beef or pretty much any of anything. They're refrigerated, sure, obviously, that's how they ship it around the country, but it's all fresh stuff. They also cook their fries, which I wouldn't advise you eat because even when you get the little fry, which is the small portion, we're going to go over the menu in just a second, they tend to really overflow that paper bag with French fries, which is obviously half a cup or more of grain-based starch, which is not what we want. We want half a cup or less of non-grain-based starch. So we want to try and avoid that. But peanut oil is what they cook it in and what they cook a lot of their stuff in. And that's actually a pretty good oil to cook with. It's low in cholesterol. It does not raise your blood pressure in any way, shape, or form. And it's healthy to cook with at a high temperature. Thus, French fries. A key thing that we're outlawing, and by 2020 worldwide this should be a thing, is that trans fat, which is a man-made carcinogenic substance, has been getting into food by frying it in vegetable oil like Crisco and things of that nature. Essentially what happens is, by itself, it's not all that bad for us. It's an omega-6 rich fat, but because it's heated and it has a very low boiling point, does vegetable oil, it hydrogenates. The chemical composition of the oil changes, thus making it trans fat, which has been linked to heart disease, obesity, and some forms of cancer in human beings. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at, so if you're watching the video, I'd implore you, if you're listening, come back to either the Facebook page or the YouTube channel at a later time and watch the video, because I'm going to show you a screenshot of what the menu looks like, and how I maneuver. There's actually a Five Guys right up the road from here, and I go there maybe once or twice a week, and you may be wondering how I do it, and I'm able to get away with it. I'm going to show you how with what they have. There's a few options that you can utilize if you're looking to lose weight and improve your health. So let's go ahead and check that out right now. Alright guys, so looking at their menu now, you can download the full menu information. We're not really going to do that, so I've done some extensive research. There's a couple of things that I'm not too familiar with because, you know, with dairy, you look at here, grilled cheese sandwich and certain sandwiches with cheese, not really something that I have too often. I do have a whey and casein protein allergy. Those are the proteins commonly found in cow milk or dairy. Therefore, I'm not really going to be eating that, but we're going to walk you through everything. So first off, here on the left-hand side, if you're watching, if you're listening, don't worry, I'm going to describe what we're looking at. We're looking at dogs, all right? So they have a cheese dog, a bacon dog, and a bacon cheese dog. Now, all of these things are fine. The cool thing about Five Guys is that you can ask for your burger or your hot dog to be served bunless. Basically what they do, kind of like what Chipotle does with their burrito bowls, they put it into a bowl for you, like a little, paper bowl, and you can have the dogs, the burgers, whatever, with all the stuff you want on it without the bun. The bun, again, grain-based. We went over this a little bit in the first episode of the show. If you haven't seen it, please feel free to check it out, whether on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher. But buns are made out of grains. Grains are inflammatory and devoid of nutritional value. We want to avoid those at all costs for both weight loss and health-related purposes. So if you don't have a dairy allergy, there's a lot of speculation about cheese, but if you don't have a dairy allergy and you've lost weight before eating cheese, I wouldn't worry about it too much. So you can have any of these dogs, just have it bunless. Pretty simple. Same thing with the burgers, guys. So whether it's a hamburger, a cheeseburger, or a bacon burger, you can get it. Now, you see these little hamburger, bacon cheeseburger. If you're thinking about eating at a Five Guys, What they mean by little hamburger, etc., is that it's just one patty of meat on the burger, as opposed to they naturally do 2 burgers. So it's like a double hamburger, a cheeseburger, or a bacon burger. So that's stuff you want to watch out for. In any case, all of these are fine, provided you get them bunless. And again, they will serve that in a bowl. Now, the veggie sandwich on this area, I'm not too familiar with, so bear with me. We're going to look at it right now. So I'm downloading the nutrition information for, this is the veggie sandwich. So looking at that, we're scrolling down here in terms of the ingredient listing. And where is it? So the veggie sandwich is not really being listed here on their menu. I'm assuming maybe it's just a combination of all the veggies that they have. They're not showing a veggie patty here under meat. I know it's not meat, but looking at fries, toppings, there's nothing here regarding that. But this is good too, because if you see here on the right hand side, you see allergens. Now obviously, if it has gluten in it, so you see the bun here has a check mark. That means it has gluten in it, it has soy in it, it has milk in it, it has eggs in it, and it has sesame in it. So obviously not something you want, but this will really help you. And if you're able to go to any chain's website and literally look through this, it doesn't take that long. It looks overwhelming, but it's really not. Don't concern yourself with the nutritional information here on the left hand side, excuse me. Basically all this shows is calorie information, serving size, and macronutrient breakdown. Now, unless you're doing a if it fits your macros type of thing, you don't really need to worry about that too much. Meat is meat, obviously. Hot dogs, hamburger patties, bacon, those are all fatty cuts of meat. So keep that in mind. There's nothing wrong with it per se. There's a big stigma about eating fatty meats and fatty foods in general, but provided they're not processed and filled with some of this crap here, whether it be gluten or wheat, soy, shellfish if you're allergic, MSG, corn, or high fructose corn syrup, you're in the clear here. So looking at bun, you don't want to have that. Now the fries, it's all natural stuff. It's cooked in peanut oil. It's potatoes. If you have a little fry, have very little of the little fry, because again, they really like at Five Guys to overflow their fries. And you can even look at the toppings here, and that includes condiments. So you want to stay away from stuff that has soy in it. You want to stay away from stuff that has high fructose corn syrup. So you see the barbecue sauce has high fructose corn syrup. The grilled mushrooms are cooked with high fructose corn syrup. The ketchup has high fructose corn syrup. The mayonnaise has high fructose corn syrup, and so does the relish. In terms of eggs, there's a couple of things with eggs, and then here in this column is soy. So mayonnaise also has soy in it, so I'd stay away from the mayonnaise. I always stick with mustard. Mustard has no sugar in it whatsoever. It's all natural, and there tends to be nothing in it. And you can see here, none of the allergen boxes are checked, and there's literally nothing in it. A little bit of sodium, that's about it. All right, so pretty much all the toppings here are fine. Just watch out for the grilled mushrooms, watch out for the mayo and the relish. Outside of that, you're in the clear. So just about any topping you can think of at Five Guys is good. Obviously, milkshakes, stay away from the milkshakes. They're extremely high in sugar, and depending on the topping you get, there's quite a bit of some of these allergens / inflammatory foods, whether you're allergic to them or not, that you don't really want to be ingesting. It's not conducive to your health or weight loss goals. I know it's tempting, they look and smell delicious, but try and stay away from it. Same with these mix-ins here. Then other things, obviously the peanuts, the fry sauce, if you get that, malt vinegar, has a couple of things, it has wheat in it, and eggs. So there's some things you want to stay away from here, but that's basically the nutritional information. So getting back here, so veggie sandwich, I'm assuming that's a combination of all this stuff, because again, no veggie patty is listed. If there is a veggie patty, you're going to want to ask for the nutritional information, because again, I'm not sure. The cheese veggie sandwich, again, depending on what the veggie sandwich consists of, should be okay. Just get a bunless grilled cheese. Obviously, you can't really get a bunless grilled cheese. I'd stay away from that. In the BLT, you can eat without the bun. Just add some of these toppings, and you're going to be fine. Now, again, with the fries, it's cooked in peanut oil. It's fine. It can be cooked at a very high temperature. It's one of the few oils that can be cooked at a high temperature that does not hydrogenate and become trans fat. So that's okay. It has no effects on your cholesterol. It's fine. And they have Five Guys style, Cajun style. Again, ask for the little fry if you're going to have fries, and please reduce the amount of fries you eat. Don't eat the whole little fry. That's more than half a cup of non-grain based starch in there. In the form of potatoes, obviously. Cajun style tastes good. Unfortunately, from personal experience, it gives me the runs. Not a fan of it. Five Guys style is just pretty much straight up fries. So if you're gonna have that, have a handful and you should be fine. Stay away from the milkshakes, and obviously with the drinks, stay away from the Coca-Cola products. It's really that simple. So guys, I know this show is new, but there's something I want to start doing with you starting next Thursday. All right, so 1 week from today. That is May 24th, next Thursday. I want to do a mailbag at the end of the week. There's a lot of podcasts and shows out there that do the same thing, where basically fans of the show, people who follow the show, can send in their questions. Right now, in order to do that, join the Facebook group. Go to Facebook, type in Millennial Weight Loss Podcast, and then just join the group. It's really that simple. Every Wednesday and Thursday morning, I will ask, do you have any questions for this week's upcoming mailbag? Simply ask your question in the comments and I will cover it. This is going to be a free thing for now as we grow the show. In time, there may be a subscription-based service where you got to pay a small monthly fee in order to get that type of access. But for now, as we're growing the show, please feel free to join the Facebook group and get involved. And lastly, in order to understand nutrition better, I went over this a little bit yesterday, you're going to want to check out my food guide and my healthy recipe book. The food guide goes over the 3 phases of nutrition that I teach my permanent weight loss clients. We start off 80-20, we clean things up even more, and then if you really want to get fancy, let's say you have an engagement coming up, whether it's a wedding or a vacation or something, you want to look really good and trim, and you want to kind of knock it hard for a couple of weeks. There are macronutrient ratios, I call it the lipolytic way of eating, that you can utilize. That's all covered in the food guide. And the healthy recipe book is a great support system for that. It has 72 recipes spanning breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, appetizers, and desserts. And it falls right in with all 3 phases of nutrition that are taught in the food guide. Normally, I sell both ebooks for $25 a piece, but just this week for my listeners, you can get these ebooks for just $13.99. So in order to get them, all you have to do is go to the link below, weightlossbypete.com/food guide recipes. That's also in the description in case you're driving and you can't get to it right now, but you're interested in purchasing it later, and that'll really help you out. So guys, thanks so much for a great first week of the show. I'm really excited to bring these to you. And in terms of this series, the How to Conquer Our Favorite Chain series, I'm going to do one of these a week. So next week, we're going to do another one of the chains that millennials tend to flock towards. I have a lot of research on this, so I know where we like to eat. And it's funny because I eat at a lot of the same places that you do. We all seem to eat at the same types of places. And again, they tend to emphasize fast, quality food that can be personalized so that it's not a very strict set menu that takes forever to prepare. We like quick, we like quality, and that's what we're going to go for. And we're going to go over one of these a week. I'm going to call it the How to Conquer Your Favorite Chain Restaurants series. All right, so guys, have a great rest of the week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Do me one last favor. If you're watching or listening to this, please subscribe and leave a review and leave a comment. I love to hear from you and hear what you have to say. We can always cover something that you're curious about in a future episode. So leave that in the comments below, whether you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube. And if you want to send me any of your questions, feel free to email me. The email is really simple. It's pete@weightlossbypete.com. Again, that's pete@weightlossbypete.com. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Pete Weintraub, Permanent Weight Loss Specialist, signing off. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll come back at you on Monday with the 3rd ever episode of the Millennial Weight Loss Podcast. Have a good one.
She's a little bit vulgar. She said I ought to come over. Make a